Hello. Oh, sorry. Oh. Hello everyone, and this is Sam, and I'm doing a showcase video here of a setup I found a long time ago, but I've never played and never really set it up once, looked cool, and then just took it down. Now this is a Cold War setup by Danny Boy on Axis and Allies forums that was made about 6 years ago. And it's set in 1946, and it's supposed to be like Operation Unthinkable-esque. There's a few historical inaccuracies, but it's mainly to make the game easy to play and easy to set up. It's anyone can, like, if you've got Global 40, you can set up the game. It's not like a few other Cold War setups, like Red Martians one that was showcased by Hilltop Pillbox, which is much more dynamic and much more realistic, but then a lot more stuff has got to be put into it to be able to play it. Now, this is the setup. So here's Europe, as you can see. So I'm just going to quickly say, French markers and French land is to represent NATO, and the German pieces are supposed to represent NATO. So NATO is all original French territories plus Italy, the Benelux, those state Norway and Denmark, and these Indies down here and there. Also, Communist China is represented by French pieces and Italian markers. And Nationalist China is represented by Italian pieces and Chinese markers. So there we are. Right, so so let's have a look at this is the turn order. So Soviet Union, USA, France, NATO, Britain, Anzac, that should be the other way around. Communist China and then Nationalist China. Okay, political situation. At the beginning of the game, the only two nations at war are the Nationalists and the communists. Now I'm not sure how. I'm pretty sure the Soviets can declare on the nationalists, and the Americans then can declare war on the communists. But I'm not sure how that would work, to be honest. But I don't think that's going to matter because America or the USA can declare war on either of each other at any point in the game. But if they do, it's going to cost them 60 IPCs. However, the advantage of doing so is that the first round, all the defenders. So with the Soviet, so basically, and I think it's right for the Soviets to do this. So it's turn one. If the Soviet Union start with 120 IPCs in hand, they're going to spend 60 of them to declare war on on NATO and the Americans and the Brits. If they do that, all of their attacks on the Allies' pieces, they will only defend it a one, and that's the full combat round. So that means, technically, it's very easy for the Russians to take Western Germany, Northern Italy, Greece, Turkey. That's it, really. Yeah. So they can do a lot of damage turn one, the Soviets, and I think it's right for them to be able to do that. And because I think this game is, I don't know, I'm not going to say how balanced it is, but first of all, the Allies have a massive naval superiority. They start with 7 aircraft carriers for the Americans, 2 for the Brits, and 1 for the NATO. That's 10 aircraft carriers. The Comintern don't start off with any. They start off with 2 powerful fleets here and there, but they'll be disposed of eventually. So that's number one advantage for the Allies. Number two, economy. The Soviet Union starts off being worth 79 IPCs, okay? The Americans start off being worth... Oh, I can't believe I forgot to mention this. I'm actually using the deluxe edition board because I thought it's beautiful, I might as well take advantage of it. So a few minor nitpicks. I've put the factory in Russia rather than Moscow, and that territory, yeah. And I've just corresponded the same territories on. It's very easy to see which sea zone corresponds with which zone on here. So that's why certain nations are worth a bit more than they would be in actually global, which may change the balance a bit. But I think I'm going to actually get rid of all national objectives because it says in the thing that the Americans can actually still gain their 30 IPCs. Now, even in the base set, I don't think that makes America... In this, I'm not going to be able to do that because America will be collecting 132 IPCs every round. I don't think the Soviet Union can cope with that. So I'm not going to let America do that in this version on this table. But I think if I set it up on the maps, I will give them that objective. But the allies, even so, do have an economic advantage over the Comintern. So as the Comintern responds with that, they have a land unit advantage. They have more attacking guys on the ground to do more damage, to the Allies straight away. So they need to, for the Comintern to win, they need to take 12 victory cities and 2 Allied capitals while still holding Moscow. Now they start off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in their hand. So they need to take 7 more. Now I'm pretty sure one of them's going to be there, 2 of them's there, 3 there, 4 there, and then the other 3 I'm not so sure really. Possibly Manila, Japan. I don't know how I don't know. I really don't. I don't know really. I don't know how it's going to be possible for the Russians to gain. However, then again, for the Allies to win, they have to take Moscow, and that's going to be a very hard challenge. The Soviets have a lot of men everywhere, but economy-wise, Soviets start off with 79, plus Communist China, they start off with 13, so that's 92. The Americans alone have more than that, plus NATO, plus the UK, plus the other UK, also plus Anzac. They're just there to be pesky Anzac. That's a massive economy advantage. But if the Russians take I don't know really. I think if the Russians start taking a lot of stuff, things could gain the balance for the Russians. It's a really fun setup this though, and it's actually quite playable. I'm only showcasing it on this map because I just want to show the map off. Come on, I've done. It's the first video since I actually set it up. I've actually put the pieces on the map. So, yeah, that's the setup. And I probably might do I might do a game of it. I'm going to definitely play a first round now and see if I want to carry on with it. But, yeah, we'll take it. This is not really going to show the balance very well because it's obviously on a different map with different IPC values. So, I might do another video in the future on the actual, the global map, like the original map it was made for. But, yeah, I do like how, the Americans have got such a massive fleet. They've got a massive fleet down here. Good fleet to support that. Massive fleet in Japan. Another fleet to support it. The Brits have got a good sizable fleet there. Another good sizable fleet there. NATO, and then obviously the Russians got about the shape. I think the Russians should have something up there, maybe as an additional to the setup. Like just to. I just feel like in the complete control over the Pacific. The main reason is it's so the Americans can get. They need if they're going to get for America most likely by the end of the first round, they're going to be left with only one factory near, like actual Europe. Also, China can build any unit they want. They can build an infantry and artillery anywhere on their main territories, but they can build any other unit on their factories where the nationalists are there and the fingers are there, the communists are there. So, yeah, it's a pretty cool setup. So I think I'll finish the video here. So it's been Sam. Bye-bye.